Welcome to Sound Values, powered in part by LSA Burger and Classic of Denton.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in live tonight on DentonRadio.com. My name is Kind Beats, and you are live on Sound Values right now from the beautiful Discover Denton Welcome Center on the ever-getting cold Denton Square. It's getting a little chilly out there tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy that this man has come to spend an evening with me. It's good to have him back in Denton. Some of us know him as the War Baby. Some of us also know him as the man, the myth, the legend, Spencer Douglas Wharton. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing all right.
Great to have you here, man. So thanks for making the drive.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Up from Plano. It's a little bit of a ways. And sorry the show had to start a little bit late, but we're here. We're on the air, and we're happy to have you with us. And tonight we're talking about two things very specifically. First, we're going to talk about the infamous band you guys have been playing. Are you guys been a band for like 6 years, 7 years?
5 years.
Yeah, okay.
Don't give us that much
All
credit.
right. I remember last time we talked, though, which, by the way, we're going to talk about how your stature has improved since the last time we've talked.
Are we going to talk about how we coordinated our outfits also? Because
we didn't.
Purple and oops.
I forgot my beard tonight.
I wasn't supposed to tell anybody.
That's the only
My
problem.
bad.
So we're going to talk about the infamous new album, Through Hell and High Whiskey. We're also going to be talking about your upcoming album, the solo album, Moonlight Devotee. And, I mean, like it says here in the status, God only knows what else.
Yes, God only knows what else.
So, man, let's go ahead. Let's just jump right into it. The first thing that I want to touch on is the infamous. You guys, once again, you've been a band for 5 years. You're coming out with an album. I mean, I know Riley Wales. I've seen you guys play. So let's talk about that new album, Through Hell and High Whiskey, man. What can you tell me about it?
Well, this one is about 2 years in the making, even though we released the last one in 2016. We always do this terrible thing where, like, we record, and while we're recording, we write the next album while we record. And we didn't do that this time. There is no fourth album, like, ready to roll out in like a year yet. The writing process took a big halt because we were like, we're not writing any new songs till it's done.
Okay.
That didn't happen, but we didn't write a full album. So we kind of stuck to that. It's going to be 12 tracks.
Very cool.
It's a very, very good combination of our sounds that we've accrued over the years. There's a lot of heavy, but there's also this return to the blues, which is like what our real sound actually is the blues and classic rock and things like that. I think that it's definitely the top level songwriting so far of, the 5 years we've been together. Riley and I really went really hard on this one and went all out for this one. And Ryan, too, contributed more than his fair share. Thank you, Ryan. He's the glue that holds it together.
That's awesome, man. And that's what I was going to ask. You answered that question for me. I was going to say, what's the sound that we're going with? Because I've heard, I've heard anything from heavier to more of kind of like almost like a melodic blues meets not like a Nashville country rock, but more of like a Sturgill Simpson type country rock in a way.
When you're hearing that part of it's me.
Okay.
The other part's Riley.
Okay. Well,
those make it work.
Those are two great parts to go together. I mean, like the first time I ever saw Riley play was when he played with Generous Juice with Connor and those guys like 2 years ago. Yeah. That was the first time I ever saw him play.
That wasn't even with his band.
Yeah.
And I was there, I remember.
Yeah.
I have a video of it somewhere, and it was just like...
Because I was freestyling, and I remember you came out. I think that was like maybe the third time you and I had met or something like that. But that was a fun evening as well. So what was kind of the, you say we're kind of writing an album and we wrote it, and so what is y'all's writing process when you're sitting down to start writing a new album? It's quite the endeavor, especially when you're working with two other people. You're working on a solo album, which we know those have their challenges themselves. So what's the difference between working with a band and then writing a solo album?
Well, with the band, I got two guys I got to listen to, take into account, fight with.
Yeah.
When I do it by myself, I only have myself to fight with.
Yeah.
That's even worse because I can be really mean to myself when I really want to be. There's a lot of harsh words said in my bedroom to myself at night. A lot. Things that I can't take back to myself. But yeah, no, I mean, it's all the creativity is on me. So, like, I don't have to, like, it's a blessing and a cursing. I don't have to, like, rely on them nearly as much. And man, do I wish they were there all at the same time. Riley, he'll kill me, but I'm going to admit it. He's got 2 solo records already. And he did both those before I met him. So when we finished our 3rd record, just a couple months ago. We're just waiting for the mixes and the mastering. I was like, well, I guess it's my turn because I've got a huge songbook of my own that never really made it into the band because it's a lot softer than what we normally play, and it's just not our vibe, and that's fine. But I've been sitting on it for so long. I was like, okay, now it's time.
Yeah. So do you feel like maybe it's not like when you say our, it's not maybe that band's vibe, but it's you as an individual yourself when it comes to being a musician?
Yes. I think that I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised because, people have been talking to me about it and wanting to know what the scoop is and everything. And a lot of people are like, oh, it just must be another Infamous record. He's just doing it by himself. And it's like, no, this is something completely different.
Yeah,
this is something that you are not 100% prepared for.
You're expressing, and because you do some vocal work in the Infamous, but not as much as we're going to see, of course, on the solo album, of course.
And I'm also about to start doing a lot more because Riley and Ryan listened to a couple of these songs, and we're going to start playing them.
Very cool, man.
Also, so I'm going to start doing a little bit more, which I'm excited about.
So once again, I like kind of like touching on this back and forth between the band and doing the solo thing. How are the messages that you put within the music? How are they, what are we going to, what's kind of the content that's different between the two?
Not a whole lot really. It's about drugs, whiskey, women, and surviving.
Yeah.
Everything that comes with
pretty much rock and roll.
Yes. But I like to think that it's, at least for me personally, my theme to my album is surviving.
Okay.
It's survival. I'm still here. I've survived. Things like that. And as far as like the band's theme, it's definitely the journey.
Yeah.
We more focus on the journey than like the end of the journey. I always try to look further ahead of where we are at the moment. And that shows my personality also. It's because it drives them crazy when I'm like trying to book shows and I'm like booking shows 4 months from now. And they're like, well, I don't know if I'm free right now or not. And I'm like, well, you need to find out today.
Put that request off.
Yes, I need to know right now. Stat. So yeah, it's two different tones, but it's the same story.
Okay.
So
right on. Now I know you just kind of spoke on surviving, and surviving on that, and I've known you for a little while now, and so you moved out of Denton, and it kind of seemed you kind of started to go through a transformation, just as far as who you wanted to be, how you wanted to view yourself in a way, not so much as how the others are looking at you, but who's the man you see in the mirror. A lot of people say you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself, and so you have now been over 90 days sober, almost over 100 or over 100.
Almost.
Okay.
We're getting there. We're close.
So, what is, for some of those people who, like you said, sometimes you're saying those bad things to yourself in your bedroom, or you're dealing with.
Sad part is I'm doing that sober. I'm not even doing that on anything. That's just me sober.
Yeah, and so what was it? What was it, man? What was it that made you say, I'm not going to live this life anymore? I need to make some corrections.
You get stuck in this repetitive cycle, whether it's a girlfriend, me being at shows all the time, what have you. You just get stuck in this cycle that just never stops. Constantly doing music, constantly staying up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, constantly having probably 3 or 4 too many every night because it's fun. It's nobody ever called me on the problem. I didn't know I had a problem until I woke up one day and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, this is not who you are, and you're better than this.
Okay.
And you're better than the people around you that are part of the problem that caused this. And so I woke up, I went cold turkey, and I haven't really looked back. I'm sure at some point I will pick up a whiskey.
Yeah.
And have one because I would really like one. If you could provide one for me, I should put that in my rider for doing these interviews. But no, I'm sure I'll go back to it at some point. But I've learned a level of moderation, and I've also learned from this that it's just not good for me anymore. It was good for me while it was there, but even then it wasn't really that good.
No, hey man, I have had similar experiences in my life as well, where you just wake up and you're like, this is not who I want to be or how I want to behave anymore. So yeah, you stop, man. And I applaud you, man. Tip of the hat. As far as committing to that, recognizing it, and saying like this isn't who I want. I'll tell you from an outside perspective, I just thought you were a guy who liked to rock and party, man.
Well, that hasn't changed. I still like to rock and party. I'll always like to rock and party.
Yeah, that's a fact,
I still rock and party.
Yeah.
I'm just the only sober guy in the room usually, which is
well, that's good.
That
man.
presents its own set of challenges.
Yeah, its own unique set of challenges, and that's awesome, man. And so your album that you're going to be coming out with once again is Moonlight Devotee. Tell me about that name.
Well, I wrote the song Moonlight Devotee. It's a song. I didn't want to go with a self-titled on my name or anything like that. I will be releasing it under my name, but I didn't want to be like self-titled or whatever.
I got you.
It's just, it is what it is. That song I wrote when I was in love, and it's a very good song, and I'm very proud of it. And it was the first song I wrote in 2017 after probably 10 months of a writer's block and a real bad drought. I woke up one day, picked up my guitar and wrote it, and then that was great. And then I didn't write anything until about 9 weeks ago, and then I wrote the last 2 singles that are on this album. And I'm really proud of it. Like it's definitely got like there's some old stuff on there that I've had for a while, and then there's some new stuff. And ironically enough, they still tell the same story because I'm in the same position I was when I was writing those other songs, in a weird place in my life. It's funny how like the best songs come out in those like heartbreak and sober, and now I live in Plano. I'm not even in Fort Worth anymore. Like I've moved so much lately, I don't even know where I live anymore.
Yeah.
So, it's just a lot of stuff.
I find that interesting. You say how these songs, and I think that is universal across every musical genre. I don't care if it's rock, hip hop, R&B, classical, blues, jazz. I think some of the greatest music of all time comes out of heartbreak and comes out of the want to change or the want to become something different, whether it's because of this heartbreak of another person, or maybe you just you've struggled with this addiction, or you've struggled with this problem. I had a song one time, man, and it's not titled this at all anymore, but when I was working on it, I called it Something I'm Not, because I felt awful at the time. I just dealt with a big breakup, and I wanted to make a song that was the complete opposite of the way that I felt, and ended up getting on like 88.1, and like that was the song that like got people to kind of notice me as this person making music. So you're 100% right.
The only thing that I can guarantee you is you are going to listen to the whole thing, and you are going to be sad for me, because there's not a happy song on it. I'll be straight up front. It is a breakup album that spans almost 6 years.
Okay. Right on, man.
And I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I know why and who I wrote it about, and I know it's multiple people, and it is what it is. And I'm just, I've got my story, and I felt like it's my turn to do one, because the band is not doing much other than playing like we always do, and we just got done recording, so we are definitely not slated for the studio for another 8, 9, 10, maybe even 14 months.
Okay. Right.
So it's time to go ahead and just do this one while we're not focused on prepping for the next one. And I have the songs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you got the songs.
A combination of 3 songs this year really kind of put it over the edge for me.
Gotcha.
And I'm working with great musicians. I think I've got probably 10 or 15 guest musicians coming in to play on it.
Very cool, man.
Hagen Housshield is playing drums on it, and Eric Dano from Holophonics, he's playing keys. And
wait, Hagen from Moniker?
Yeah, from Moniker.
I'm interviewing them next week.
Yeah. Eric from the Holophonics, he's not playing keys. He's playing. He's doing all the horns and strings, and he's recording it and producing it.
That's awesome, man. I'm interviewing Hagen next week about Moniker's album.
There you go. So. But yeah, he's working on mine with me as a co-producer, and he's playing drums on my album.
That's awesome, man.
It's a giant collaborative effort from all of my favorite musicians.
That's really cool, man. I congratulate you on completing an endeavor, dude. That's going to be something awesome. So, if people are interested, like, are you going to print the record?
I'm going to print it.
Awesome. So they'll be able to pick it up.
Yep.
They'll be able to get it from you.
I actually have a GoFundMe.
Okay.
So, clarified for everyone, there is a GoFundMe out there. If you type in www.gofundme.com/warbabyrecord, that'll be the
right there.
First thing that
War
pops
Baby
up,
Record.
I believe. I think that's what the handle is. Our guy is checking to confirm.
Let's see.
Oh, it's not there. I lied.
Did you spell War Baby with an H?
He didn't spell it with an H.
Yeah.
It's WHARBABY.
That's right.
That's why.
The War.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. Okay,
Hey.
it was correct. Yeah.
Wait, that can't be you.
No, I have less hair now.
Yeah.
Yes, that is.
That's awesome.
But I have a GoFundMe up, and
Sweet.
I have some rewards.
We'll get that posted for you, man.
And but I will have physical copies. I will be releasing it on Apple Music,
That's
Spotify,
awesome,
all
dude.
that stuff.
And so tonight, I love when we get to do this. We don't get to do this all the time, but we're actually going to have you performing one of your singles, Put Another Line Down, and I'm excited to hear it, man. I love when we get to do these live performances in the studio. I want to go ahead and have you grab that guitar, man, and you can get yourself start setting up here. I'm going to let people know what they're tuned to. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in tonight to Sound Values. We're here with my man Spencer Douglas Wharton, a.k.a. the War Baby. He is a bassist, singer, songwriter, and guitarist out of Denton, plays for The Infamous, and also has his own record that will be coming out very soon here. We're very excited. Now, they've got 2 records. The Infamous have a record coming out. It's called Through Hell and High Whiskey. That's going to be coming out. And then his debut solo album right here, Spencer's going to have Moonlight Devotee. All right, and this song that we're going to hear performed tonight is going to be called Put Another Line Down. Now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is my man Spencer Douglas Wharton. Spencer, I'm going to leave it to you whenever you're ready, my man.
I'm tired of going to bed all alone, never knowing when you're coming home. There was nothing I could do to stop the tears, and I just want you to know that I love you, and that should be enough. But if it's not, we're out of love. If it's not, baby, we're out of love. Put another line down for the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Spencer Douglas Wharton right there, performing his track coming off the solo album, and it's called Put Down Another Line. All right. Good stuff, man. Thank you very much for coming in and playing for us, man.
That is so nerve-wracking. I just played my first solo gig for the first time ever last week, and I got to tell you, it is frightening to play by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
It's not something I'm used to.
Yeah, well, I think just it's a vulnerable position to be in, you know, when you're up there and you're performing and you're playing by yourself. When I was younger, it was funny when you were like, you're gonna put out an acoustic album. I was like, maybe one day, maybe that's how we draw the fans back in. You know,
I'd buy it. I'd buy the Kind Beats solo album.
The Kind Beats acoustic solo
album.
Yeah,
I'd buy that.
Yeah, that'd be maybe we'll see. But yeah, man, that was good stuff. Good songwriting. I liked the guitar, man. Everything was solid, dude. And I think that's definitely the first time I've ever witnessed you sing a play like that. You know, right when it started, I was like, okay, yes, it's very different from the Infamous and from the stuff that I've seen from Riley when he's played solo.
Yeah, and you know he's got solo stuff too. He's got stuff that either him and I co-wrote or he wrote by himself that we don't play.
I walked into Midway Mart one day and you guys were both hanging out and he was playing and you were like, I helped him write this.
Yeah, I helped him write that one.
You're like, oh, I helped him write that one too.
A couple of his solo songs that he's got, I just came up with the song title.
Yeah.
Because I'm the song title guy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But that's totally fine. No, he's great. I love listening to him. He's definitely got his own vibe. My vibe's a lot softer.
Yeah.
My vibe is I just got a lot of Graham Parsons and like James Taylor and stuff like that in me that a lot of people don't know. Like this is, you know, I played my first solo gig last week and a bunch of people came up to me and they were like, I didn't know you could play guitar. I didn't know you could sing. I didn't know you could do all these things. And I was like, well, one, either you haven't been paying attention or two, more accurately, I just haven't.
Yeah, that hasn't been your responsibility in the band.
Yeah.
You know, it's not what's the word? Position.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your position in the band, you know. So
which I'm fine with. If Riley is watching or ever watches this, I just want him to know he can stay the lead singer as long as he absolutely wants to. It's not something that I want to do.
Yeah, man. So now, because you just played your first solo gig, do you have anything else planned to play solo-wise?
Oh yeah, I've got like 10 solo gigs.
What do we got? What do we got going here?
The next one, Riley and I are actually playing a co-solo gig. We're gonna play he's gonna play some of his. I'm gonna play some of mine. We're gonna play some of ours.
Okay.
At the Texas Musicians Museum.
Nice.
Next Friday, the 15th of December.
That's really cool.
We're opening for the Gypsy Bravado. They're doing Led Zeppelin 2, the album, front to back. So there's something you should want to go see.
That's amazing.
And then I'm playing at the Fannin House, formerly the Fannin House, now called the Holding Cell. I booked a singer-songwriter night house show. It's gonna be really fun to just sit and play in a living room with people.
Okay, awesome.
And
man.
I've got a few others in January and February. Like, just follow the War Baby.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and so where can we find you online?
Well, if you don't already know me, the War Baby Entertainment, the Infamous. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
So many people walk up to me and they're like, "We're friends on Facebook," and I'm like, "We are."
Yeah.
Oh, that's news to me. Cool. Nice to meet you. Because everybody knows who I am, and I have a hard time keeping up with everybody I know.
I had somebody recently who I saw when I was out, and I didn't know how to pronounce their name.
That's the worst.
And so I said, hey, like, and they were like, that's not how you say my name. And then I was like, this is the first time we've ever met in public. Like,
I hate my life. This is awkward. I'm going to go cry in a hole.
I was like, but I know your boyfriend, so hopefully this will help smooth things back over. I was like, oh, Drew, we had class together. Yeah, so everything was real chill.
Nice.
Well, that's awesome, man. Once again, dude, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight, man.
Thanks for having
me. Playing some music for us tonight. It's been great. I think it's awesome that you have Hagen on the album, and I'm going to be interviewing him next
you can
week.
Ask him how
It'll be
what he thinks. I'm curious to see what
dual relating interviews. Here.
I want to see what his actual thoughts are, not what he's feeding me.
Yeah, I'm sure he thinks it's great. He's one of my favorite people who I've met that's kind of in the music scene in a while, man. He's just always been such a nice guy to me and so friendly and just really easy to talk to.
Hagen is probably one of my top 5 favorite people.
We love you, Hagen.
So
wherever
we
you
love
are.
you.
Wherever you are.
Yes, we love Hagen a lot.
So once again, folks, Spencer Douglas Wharton here, the War Baby, the Infamous. Check out their new album that is coming out through Hell and High Whiskey, and then his solo album Moonlight Devotee. check him out at the War Baby. Check him out at the Infamous. You can find out where all the shows are being played. Once again, man, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We appreciate y'all. Folks, once again, tune in next week to Sound Values. I've got Hagen of Moniker coming on. I don't even know if I know his actual name. I just know it's Hagen. Hagen House Shield. Okay, that's
call
so close
him the Jago House Child.
Yeah.
Tell
so
him
close to house
he has
shows.
to punch me later. It'll be fun.
I'll let him know.
He's Denton famous too. Let him know I said that.
Very
too.
much so. Very much so. All right, folks. We'll see y'all next week. Once again, stay tuned and stay warm out there. It's getting chilly. See you next time, Denton.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.